Guaranteed high is 9. 11:30 news time, 7:32.
11:30 News Radio. Developing story.
Well, are you ready for it? The biggest concert date of the year is upon us as Taylor Swift hits the stage tonight at BC Place for the first of her final 3 sold-out Eras Tour concerts.
11:30.
Okay. There's an article in the Trends Journal this week. Most Americans have no clue about the Constitution or their rights. The poll just came out. They don't know anything about it. Nothing. The majority don't have a clue of even the First Amendment.
Wow. Well, they know who Taylor Swift is.
And don't forget Beyonce. And you can't make this up because, again, this is another article we have in there. Gannett News has the big news that they're, quote, hiring journalists to cover Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
Journalists?
They call it journalists.
Mm.
This is how stupid the news has become.
This is how desperate Gannett is to sell newspapers, I guess.
Yeah. And again, it's the whole decline, like you said, whether it's having these clowns that play president robbing us of our rights, or what they call journalism is dead. And it's nothing more than, I call them prostitutes, media whores that get paid to put out by their corporate pimps and government whoremasters. And I don't have to tell you. I mean, you were on the other side. You know, you were with Fox a lot of years. And you know the control that they try to put on people to say what they want to say and not to say what they want to say.
Right.
And so now let's look at what the media is doing with the Ukraine war.
11:30's Ben Bugera joining us live from the newsroom. Ben, this weekend set to create a lot of memories for some diehard Swifties.
Yeah, Mike, that's right. Fans have been waiting for this one for over a year since Taylor Swift announced her 3 Vancouver concert dates last November. We spoke to 16-year-old Tammy about her excitement, and she's getting to see Swift not once, but twice. Tammy let us in on what makes her such a big fan of the singer.
I guess po na she's relatable. And like, even though she's like super popular, parang
You need to shut the fuck up!
Inspiring. And I know to like lots of people.
Well, Tammy says she's very grateful to her parents, says the first set of tickets were a birthday gift while she's going to another show with her friend, although an obstructed view behind the stage. She adds she's really excited to hear her favorite song, We're Never Getting Back Together. Tonight's opening night of the Eras Tour presented by Rogers in Vancouver starts at 7 p.m. at BC Place. Live in the newsroom, I'm Ben Bugera.
Thank you, Ben. For many concert goers, the Taylor Swift shows will be their first ever, and that has the security consultant offering some helpful hints.
11:30's Dean Rexedler joining us live. Dean, what does DJ Lawrence at Protect Consulting have to say?
Well, DJ is a little old school, Mike, but he's been in the business for decades and knows what he's talking about. First, he says write down everyone's phone numbers and seat locations on a piece of paper and put it in everyone's pocket. Second, don't trust your phone. Who's to say it's going to work? Third, agree on a place to meet afterwards. And lastly, make sure the kids know what to do if they get lost.
And for young ones, teach them, go to uniformed police or uniformed security, and they're there. And the venues all have a method of communicating a situation such as a missing separated child, that kind of thing, and teach the kids that is safe to go to uniformed security and police personnel.
Vancouver this weekend. Ryan Littmark is in the 11:30 News Radio Traffic Center. He says it's going to be a mess because of all the road closures around BC Place.
Oh, this is probably one of the busiest nights ever in Vancouver, having Cirque, having a Canucks game, and Taylor Swift going on at the same time. So for anybody who's just trying to get to the downtown core, living their regular life, give yourself a ton of time using a transit. If you're going to drive and attempt that, also give yourself double or triple the time than usual.
Ryan also says parking will be at a premium. If you're planning to drop someone off downtown, you might even have some issues finding a safe place to pull over.
All those Swifties packing into downtown Vancouver are expected to open up their wallets at local restaurants, spending tens of millions of dollars.
Shut up and take my money!
BC Restaurant and Food Service Association, he says tables will be full.
I don't think there's going to be a restaurant downtown around the stadium, probably within a kilometer or two, that won't be full. Whether you're a coffee shop or a snack shop, it's really difficult for a lot of restaurants. I was reading today they don't have much room in terms of reservations. So yeah, no, it's going to be a great weekend.
He's expecting sales to hit $30 to $35 million each night of the Eras Tour. A buzz around a typical Canucks playoff game generates $2 to $3 million.
7:36, cloudy and 5 degrees in Vancouver, and there are mixed signals coming from the labor market.
Statistics Canada says over 51,000 people found work last month, but it wasn't enough to keep the unemployment rate from climbing to a 7-year high.
November saw the best month for job creation since April, but the size of the workforce expanded much quicker, as did the size of the country's population, lifting the unemployment rate 0.3% to 6.8%, the highest level since January 2017 outside of the pandemic. Jobs were being found in the public sector, healthcare and education, along with seasonal hiring for retail. Transportation and manufacturing lost jobs. A key signal on the economy coming just days before the Bank of Canada sets interest rates. And the odds being raised in the bond market this morning that the Bank of Canada next Wednesday will cut interest rates by 50 basis points, as many economic signals of late have shown weakness. At the Business Centre, I'm Mike Eppel.
Road safety advocates are calling for more change after another cyclist was killed yesterday.
Our Cecilia Huaz at Kingsway and Nanaimo, speaking with Nathan Hawkins from Vision Zero.
Every road user is going to make mistakes sometimes because we're human, we're not perfect. The problem is we need to design our streets in a way that even when people make mistakes, nobody dies.
Vancouver police say it happened around 12:30 Thursday. The cyclist, a man in his 60s, collided with a 5-ton truck, and despite life-saving efforts from first responders, he sadly passed away at the scene.
Usually the most dangerous position for a cyclist is when cars are like trying to turn right in front of them.
ICBC stats show that in 2023, there have been 25 crashes at this very intersection. In Vancouver, Cecilia Hua, City News.
Everything Vancouver.
Well, if you're hunting for a fresh-cut Christmas tree this weekend, the selection should be good. Ryan Murphy with the BC Christmas Tree Association says availability is pretty good this year.
Overall, the pricing has kind of leveled off. I think that's what we're starting to see since COVID. If we get some decent growing underneath us with a year like this past year, that would certainly help to mitigate some of the losses we've had over the years.
The owner of Murphy's Tree Farm in Maple Ridge says BC is one of the few provinces that is a net importer of Christmas trees, so the U.S. exchange rate is one of the factors keeping prices where they are.
We are Vancouver's station for breaking news, traffic and weather, and traffic alerts when you need them. 11:30 News Radio.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the border report.
Real Canadian Superstore is where it's at for great holiday savings. This week, get a free PC turkey for every $300 spent. Yep, your holiday dinner is on us. Plus, get Cook's ham for only $1.99 a pound. Find more legendary ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. Conditions apply. See Flyer for details.
Unwrap the magic of the season at Willowbrook Shopping Center. Visit Santa and his elves for a holiday photo and drop by Mrs. Claus's workshops every Friday for fun activities for the kids. Willowbrook Shopping Center. Shop, dine, and unwind. Plan your visit at shopwillowbrook.com.
Border Report, brought to you by Pacific Blue Cross Travel Insurance. Buy a travel plan and your kids are covered free at pacificbluecross.ca.
And with your 11:30 News Radio Pacific Blue Cross Border Report, here's Ryan Littemark.
Well, border is not too bad. There's a lot of Swifties that are traveling the next few days coming up from Washington. But for the moment, it's about a 15-minute wait northbound for Peace Arch to 15 minutes at Pacific Highway. Same with going south. Commercial vehicles about 20. 10 minutes over at Sumas, and Aldergrove opens in 20 minutes, Olivia. You can find border wait times anytime at vancouver.citynews.ca/border.
Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones. We'll start with a look at Delta. It's 7:40.
This is the perfect time of year to get engaged.
Think about all the Christmas parties and the New Year's Eve parties.
Everyone who cares about you will be conveniently gathered together.
Think about it.
And when you're done thinking, come to Spence Diamonds and try on hundreds of different engagement rings.
All the designer prototypes right out in the open.
Just pick them up and try them on.
You have our official permission.
And every ring has a price on it that includes all the diamonds.
Come to Spence.
It's time to get engaged.
Spence. Open late in Vancouver and Langley.
Everyone loves an easy call, like turning off the lights when you leave a room, or avoiding fairy lines on a long weekend, or a daily rip up the grind. Wait, that's not an easy call. But banking with Van City is. They give a share of profits back to their members and community and take care of your financial needs, like offering no monthly fee bank accounts. Join over 500,000 members at Van City and be a financial force for change. It's an easy call. Account fee terms and conditions apply.
7:41, back up to the 11:30 News Radio Air Patrol and Darren Grieve.
That's a nice morning in Delta. Traffic-wise, that's for sure. Almost no volume delays at the Alex Fraser or the Massey Tunnel. The 91 connector moving quite well as well. Just a little bit of volume there between Graybar and the S-curve. And for the Queensboro northbound 91A, that is back before House. And now Ryan Lindemark.
Old Semi just cleared in Surrey on Highway 10 westbound at 144th, so that's good news. Patello Bridge is still quite heavy. King George merging off of Scott Road. It's been a good morning for Highway 1. Quiet around the Portman, Burnaby Lake stretch, so just enjoy it. Where it is busy is down at Canada Place in Vancouver. Taylor Swift fans are already lined up for a pop-up store. Doesn't open till noon, and there'll be closures going to place downtown at noon due to the concert around BC Place. And traffic is brought to you by Specsavers. Hey, did you know you can get 30% off lens upgrades right now at Specsavers, but only for a limited time. Conditions and exclusions apply. See specsavers.ca.
Now let's head over to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Meteorologist Michael Coos, we know that it is going to be wet for all of the events tonight, but when can we expect that rain to start moving in?
As early as 5 or 6, we'll see light rain. So pre-concert, it's not going to be absolutely pouring. The heavier stuff appears to be showing up closer to midnight in that window between, at the very earliest, 9 and midnight. Linger through the overnight, back off around daybreak, and still some scattered showers through the first couple of hours after the sun comes up, which tomorrow's close to 8 in the morning. So a couple of soggy hours first thing, and then sun and wind in the afternoon, and just a small chance for some instability wraparound showers, but that would be isolated, if anything at all. It's mild tomorrow as well, up to 10 degrees. Sunday looks really nice, partly sunny with a low of 4 and a high up to 8. Currently, it's a mild 6 degrees in Tsawwassen, mainly cloudy, 7 downtown Vancouver. The guaranteed high for today is 9.
Weather's brought to you by Main Road and the Winter Driving Safety Alliance. Help winter equipment operators do their job to keep you safe this winter. Don't assume the driver can see you. Keep your distance. Learn more. Shift into winter.ca.
11:30 news time, 7:43. A devastating fire in Langley this past fall not only destroyed a restaurant, it forced the closure of a thrift store, which funds the operations of a transition house for moms and kids escaping abuse. Now, the blaze gutted the Viva Mexico restaurant, but neighboring businesses like Thrifter's Paradise suffered smoke and water damage. Now, Ian McDonald is with the board of directors of Domestic Abuse Services, the agency that is funded by sales at that thrift store.
The two main things we're always looking for, of course, like every nonprofit organization, is funding. Certainly, we would welcome anyone to provide us a donation, and that can be done at domesticabuseservices.ca.
Domestic Abuse Services runs a women's shelter with 5 suites, plus it offers counseling and a helpline.
Coming up, we'll take a look at your sports and your top headlines. It is 7:44.
From right here in Canada to all 4 corners of the world, the good folks at Global Carpets and Hardwoods bring the best flooring from around the globe home to Vancouver. Global Carpets have all the top flooring brands in stock and ready to go. Hardwood, laminate, vinyl, carpet, area rugs, and more. With speedy and professional installation available. Just head to the Globe at Marine and Heather or visit globalcarpets.ca.
Global Carpets and Hardwoods, the world at your feet.
All right, Sunwing team, we survived Black Friday. Time to sit back, relax, and...
Well, there's still Cyber Monday.
What?
You know, our Cyber Monday deals. Plus our daily door crashers that change every morning at 9 a.m. so customers can take advantage of a new deal on a different resort or destination every day.
But we just...
Oh, yeah. You thought Black Friday was exciting? It's about to get real.
Oh.
Book Sunwing's Cyber Monday deals now at...
Wherever we're needed most, United Way British Columbia is there because we're united for people in need. Visit uwbc.ca.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. 1130 News Radio.
Some cloud, 5 degrees in Vancouver. Good morning. I'm Olivia Jones.
And I'm Mike Lloyd. Here's what's happening right now.
Taylor Swift kicks off the first of her 3 sold-out shows in Vancouver tonight. There will be extra police out on patrol, lots of road closures, and all those Swifties mean a big boost to the local restaurant industry.
Canada's jobless rate reached 6.8% in November, up from 6.5% in October as more people looked for work, the highest since January 2017 outside of the pandemic. The economy adding 51,000 jobs.
And still to come,
the Montreal Massacre 35 years later.
He left the classroom while we were all on the floor.
Remembering the 14 killed at École Polytechnique just because they were women.
It's time for sports from Sportsnet 650, home of the Canucks. Here's Brajesh Dave.
The Canucks ready for a holiday homestand now after that extended stretch on the road. Vancouver's got Columbus for the first of 6 now at Rogers Arena today. The Canucks 13-7-4 right now, 4th in the division. Brock Besser also just a couple of points shy of getting to the 400 club, just 2 back in fact. Puck drop tonight at 7 on Sportsnet. NHL last night, Team Canada goalie Sam Montembeault with this shutout. The Habs blank Nashville 3-0. Zach Hyman with a pair in Edmonton's 6-3 win over Columbus. And Josh Norris scored the go-ahead goal in the final minute for Ottawa, who squeaked by the Red Wings 2-1. Time for a busy road weekend for the Vancouver Giants in Tri-City tonight, looking to rebound from Wednesday's loss to the Pats. Puck drop at 7:05. NFL and last night lived up to the billing. The Lions and Packers going back and forth, tied at 31 late. A big 4th down conversion allowed Motown to run down the clock and get the Jake Bates winning field goal. They take it 34-31. The Lions clinching a playoff spot with their 11th straight win. They're 12-1 now. The Seahawks back in action on Sunday against Arizona. And the Raptors' 4-game home win streak ended with a thud last night, thanks in large part to the game's best Canadian right now, OKC's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with a 30-point night. The Thunder atop the Western Conference, 17-5 now. They took it 129-92. The Raps host Dallas tomorrow. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
Own the moment. Applewood Mitsubishi has finance rates from 1.99% on select Mitsubishi Outlander PHEVs. Or get lease rates from 3.99%. Plus, receive a no-charge extended warranty and choose a $1,000 winter tire credit or a 1% rate reduction. On top of that, Mitsubishi owners can qualify for an additional 1% rate reduction. Conditions apply. For details, visit Applewood Mitsubishi in the Richmond Auto Mall.
It's all good.
This holiday season, make memories to last a lifetime at Guildford Town Centre with Santa's Winter Wonderland. Capture the magic with Photos with Santa, available until December 23rd. Whether you walk in or book an appointment online, it's the perfect way to create cherished family moments in the Lower Mainland's grandest holiday set. Enjoy flexible hours and a beautiful festive set that will delight everyone. Don't miss out. Visit Santa today. Walk-ins are welcome or reserve your spot at guildfordtowncentre.com.
Welcome back. 11:30 News Radio time. It is 7:48. Well, today marks 35 years since 14 women were murdered at Montreal's École Polytechnique.
December 6, 1989 is considered one of the worst mass killings in the history of this country, resulting in a white ribbon campaign and what is now the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. But for those who survived the massacre, it's like it happened yesterday. Natalie Provo says that kind of violence stays with you. She was shot that day. He left the classroom while we were all on the floor. 6 of my classmates died that day. A total of 14 women were killed after the gunman walked into their engineering classroom, putting the men on one side, the women on the other, saying he was there because they were feminists. I'm Jamie Pulfer.
Well, police appear to be closing in on the identity of a masked gunman suspected of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Manhattan on Wednesday. NYPD have released clear images of the suspect, hoping it will lead to an identification.
They did get a key image, one where he did not have on a face mask, and they blasted that out, hoping that somebody by now must recognize who this shooter is.
That's reporter Aaron Katursky. Coming up in 60 seconds, your traffic and weather together on the ones. We will take a look at Highway 1 in Burnaby. It is 7:50.
Interest rates have finally started coming down for the first time in 4 years. Now is the time to use a Flexi line from Capital Direct to take control of your plans and finances and make it happen. Maybe it's that renovation you've been thinking about or investing in a new property. If you could borrow $80,000, $280,000, or even $2.8 million, how would you invest in yourself, your life, and your future? Find out what you need.
Somebody help me.
CapitalDirect.ca.
It's Todd Talbot here for the VGH Millionaire Lottery. Bigger and better than ever. More bonus prize winners, more grand prize cash, and 10 grand prize options that can turn you into a multi-millionaire. Plus, buy now for the $70,000 Christmas bonus with 4 winners. Choose from luxury travel, a Honda Civic, or tax-free cash. Win big and support VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation. Christmas bonus deadline, midnight tonight. Order tickets online at millionairelottery.com.
19 plus to play. Know your limit. Play within it.
It is 7:51. Let's get back up to the 11:30 News Radio Air Patrol and Darren Grave.
It looks good through the Burnaby Lake stretch of Highway 1 so far this morning. Actually quite quiet from the Port Van Bridge all the way through to the Cassiar Tunnel. We're not seeing any delays across the ironworkers. For the North Shore, the upper levels also in great shape. And now Ryan Lindemark.
And the Alex Fraser Bridge, 91 northbound, it's fine. Like, I'm not even joking. The Alex Fraser Bridge, there's no lineup right now around Nordell. East-west connector, a little bit slow around the S-curve. Massey Tunnel's fine with the counterflow northbound. Queensboro 91A. I think maybe some people are taking today off as a holiday, like a Swifty holiday or something. Maybe. But if you're going downtown Vancouver, road closures go into place at noon, and that'll be going on. So if you go before noon, you're okay. But after 12, there'll be closures on Beatty, Robson, around Pacific Boulevard and BC Place. So keep that in mind. Traffic is brought to you by Specsavers. Now is a pretty good time to head to Specsavers. Create your perfect glasses with 30% off lens upgrades for a limited time. Conditions and exclusions apply. See specsavers.ca.
And now let's head over to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Meteorologist Michael Coos, did I hear you say something about sunshine in that 5-day forecast?
Yeah, a fair amount of it too, and a good chunk of it on the weekend. Not perfectly clear either day, but we should see dry conditions through the afternoon on Saturday. Rain in the morning, and if we get precipitation in the afternoon, scattered showers should clear out though in the wake of the front. It's quite well defined as it approaches the coast. Brings in some relatively heavy rain overnight, mainly late this evening and overnight, tapering off tomorrow morning, and then gusty winds, sunny breaks through the day on Saturday. Mild with a high of 10 or 11 degrees. Sunday's a dry day, partly sunny and up to 8. Foggy in the morning as the high pressure sets back up on Monday, and that ridge is around, bringing at least sunny breaks into the afternoon. Even more than that, where the fog won't be lingering. Tuesday's a mainly cloudy day with just a few showers around, a high up to 6 degrees. It's the coolest day in the forecast. Today's one of the warmer ones. It's mainly cloudy this morning. We're 5 degrees in Abbotsford, mainly cloudy downtown, and 6. The guaranteed high is 9.
Weather's brought to you by JanPro, leaders in commercial cleaning and janitorial. If your workplace demands a clean environment, contact JanPro for a free no obligation quote. Visit janpro.ca.
Thank you, gentlemen. 11:30 News Radio time. It is 7:53. Well, the search has been called off for a Canadian and 2 American mountain climbers missing on New Zealand's highest peak. It's believed they fell to their death. Police Inspector Vicky Walker says searches spotted footprints in the snow from the air.
Our search teams have been hampered by ongoing treacherous alpine conditions. It has been too windy for helicopters and simply too dangerous to put teams into the environment.
The men's bodies have not yet been located. Well, a Texas elementary school teacher is on leave after being accused of telling her students allegedly they could not use the bathroom.
When a few first graders were playing in a hallway at Bartlett Elementary in Conroe outside Houston, the teacher is said to have punished the whole class by refusing to let them use the bathroom.
My daughter, in an emergency, along with other children, urinated on themselves.
And parent Joseph McCauley is furious. Conroe school administrators have issued a statement saying the incident is not indicative of the school's safe and loving environment. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Well, there's mounting pressure on big U.S. insurers to cover the cost of weight loss drugs like Wegovy, Ozempic, and Mounjaro. There's a growing body of evidence that these medications fight other diseases. Another study has found the drugs could reduce the risk of dementia.
This was a big study. They looked at 500,000 adults with diabetes over the age of 60. There were 2 groups, those given GLP-1s to manage their diabetes and those given other diabetes medications. They followed them for 5 years, and what they found, those on a GLP-1 reduced their likelihood of developing dementia by 23 to 44%, depending on which medication they were on.
That's reporter Eva Pilgrim. Well, from tattoos to leisure wear, Taylor Swift fans in Vancouver with money to spend have no shortage of options as businesses, big and small, seek to cash in on the Eras Tour. Jarrett Vaughn at UBC's Sauder School of Business says such promotional events provide a good opportunity to reach current and new customers.
As an entrepreneur, what you're often looking for is unique opportunities to capitalize on business. And it's not often where a whole city kind of comes together to celebrate something. it's not frequent that we have the Invictus Game or the Olympics or FIFA or, in this case, Taylor Swift, where there's such a strong movement, almost near adoration or worship towards Taylor Swift.
About 160,000 fans are expected to attend the 3 sold-out shows at BC Place this weekend. Rogers is a presenting sponsor of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. So what's next for Taylor Swift? She's wrapping up her record-breaking Eras Tour, but might not be taking much of a break after. Brian West with USA Today tells CNN there are hints that she has new projects already in the works. If you look at the trademarks that she's recently applied for, they include Female Rage, the musical, TaylorCon, and the book title, A Girl Named Girl. And time is running out for previous applications for the Taylor's version of the albums Taylor Swift and Reputation.
She has to prove that she's using those trademarks by August 16th of this next year, or else the trademark is abandoned.
He adds you can expect announcements on those very soon. Coming up, we will take a look at your business news. It's 7:56.
Winning cash has never been so easy.
With the 1130 News Radio Escalating Weather Guarantee.
Hey, it's meteorologist Michael Coos. Listen weekday mornings at 7:11. If I miss the day's guaranteed high by more than 2 degrees, you could win over $1,000. And every day I get it right, the jackpot keeps growing. Why haven't you entered yet?
The 1130 News Radio Escalating Weather Guarantee.
Enter now for your chance to win
at vancouver.citynews.ca/contests.
Well, good morning. The odds are going up this morning that the Bank of Canada next Wednesday will be cutting interest rates, likely by 50 basis points. This morning's reading on the state of the economy showing that the economy added 51,000 jobs last month, which was twice the forecast, but the size of the labor force was expanding at such a pace that the unemployment rate went up 0.3% to 6.8%, highest level since early 2017. The underlying signs of weakness in the economy, with GDP contracting 6 quarters in a row on a per capita basis. Well, that also is a red flag for the Bank of Canada. And the Canadian dollar reflecting the expectations. The loonie dropping 0.6% to 70.69 cents U.S. Exchange rate up to $1.41.5. Bond yields also down. In the United States, their economy added over 200,000 jobs last month, with Boeing workers getting back to work and hurricane cleanup. The unemployment rate going up to 4.2%. The U.S. Fed likely to cut rates by 0.25% this month. Base rate has a record for the TSX. It's up 95 points. An early jump for Shopify, up 5.8%. Laurentian Bank up 6 1/3%. The Dow is up 37 points. Nasdaq's up 128 at 0.6%. Lululemon is up 15% on better than forecast third quarter earnings. The price for oil down $1.20 at $67.10. Gold is up $10 at $26.58. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Eppel.
This holiday season, Oak Ridge Park brings Christmas magic to Vancouver. Look out for Santa as he zips across town in his dashing modernized sleigh now through December 20th. And he'd love to take a photo with you. Also, don't miss our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway for your chance to win fabulous gifts, including a luxury Louis Vuitton bag. Entering is easy. Just visit holiday.oakridgepark.com and follow us on Instagram at Oak Ridge Park. This truly is the most wonderful time of the year.
Subaru dealers present the 2024 Solterra Test Drive, an all-electric vehicle that will surprise you. Feel the control of full-time symmetrical all-wheel drive, the power of legendary Japanese engineering, with a breakout performance of test driver played by you. Let's hear that drop again. Experience the surprise of the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. Finance rates from 0.99% for up to 36 months. See dealer for details.
Dean Rex Seidler produces the 1130 News Radio Morning Show. CKWX is 1130 News Radio, broadcasting live on the traditional unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people. It is 8 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. 1130 News Radio, Vancouver.
Good morning. This is Friday, December 6th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Lloyd.
And I'm Olivia Jones. Cloudy and 6 degrees in Vancouver. Here's what's happening right now.
Over a year of anticipation is coming to a close tonight as Taylor Swift takes to the stage at BC Place.
With hundreds of police officers patrolling downtown Vancouver this weekend, we talked to a security consultant about what to do if you get separated from your loved ones, whether you're at the concert, the game, or cirque.
Demands for more changes after another cyclist is killed in Vancouver.
And a local grower has some reassurances if you're looking to buy a fresh cut Christmas tree.
A new homestand begins for the Canucks against the Blue Jackets. The Vancouver Giants hit the road for Tri-City, while the Lions top the Packers and punch their playoff ticket in the NFL. Sports at 15.
Our loonie drops by more than half a cent after the latest jobs report, while Bay Street hits a record high, and there are records on Wall Street, too. Business at 26.
It is 8:01.
To the 11:30 News Radio Air Patrol. Here's Darren Grieve.
It's a nice Friday morning commute so far. Nice way to kick off the weekend. No delays across the Fort Man or through Coquitlam. Burnaby Lake stretch looks pretty good. A little slow in the merge points, but that's about it. Seeing no issues through the Cassiar, and it's great getting across the Ironworkers to North Vancouver. And now Ryan Lidemark.
Very rarely do I say this, but the Alex Fraser Bridge is fine. There's no backup for 91 leaving Delta off in Nordell or even anywhere around there. The only spot where you're slow for 91 is by the S-curve in Richmond. Massey Tunnel's been fine with the counterflow northbound. The Oak Street Bridge lineup is 99 from Shell. And Canada Place in Vancouver. A lot of Taylor Swift fans already lining up for a pop-up store that doesn't open till noon. And a reminder for you're going downtown throughout to later on today, road closures go into place at noon. And Beatty will be closed off at Robson. All those roads around BC Place will be closed off, so just keep that in mind. Traffic is brought to you by Alpine Credits. Own your home? Alpine Credits can get your loan approved. Alpine Credits, homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca.
And now to the Penfolds Roofing and Solar Weather Center. Here's meteorologist Michael Coos.
Mike, nice start to the day. Cloud around, and we'll have a mainly cloudy afternoon, but not cold. Still gets up to 9 or 10 degrees, and we're not that much cooler than that currently. Temperatures are 5 to 7 degrees across most of the lower mainland, especially closer to the coast. 8 degrees overnight. Stays warm, but wet. Rain coming in this evening. A light at as early as 6 p.m., picks up around 10 p.m., and then lasts in a fairly steady way toward almost daybreak on Saturday. Good news is most of the daylight hours on Saturday will be dry, even with some sun coming through the late morning and into the afternoon. Sunday forecast and a look into next week coming up shortly. Currently, we're at 6 degrees in Abbotsford, 6 downtown Vancouver. The guaranteed high is 9.
11:30 news time, 8:03.
11:30 News Radio. Developing story.
Well, the day is finally here. Taylor Swift taking the stage at BC Place tonight for the first of her final 3 concerts of the nearly 2-year-long Eras Tour.
11:30's Ben Bugera joins us live. And Ben, this weekend's going to be one to remember, especially for one fan.
Olivia, that's right. And it's been over a year since Taylor Swift announced her Vancouver concert dates, and the excitement has practically taken over the city in that time. Many fans have waited for so long to see their favorite star live and in the flesh. We spoke with 16-year-old Tammy, who is going to see Swift twice this weekend, and she says it's the star's relatability that makes her such a fan.
I could relate to it na parang she's like a big pop star, tas parang she still feels the same way as other people, so she's like normal people just like us.
Now, Tammy says that she thought she would never get tickets, but she got tickets for her birthday and then is going a second time with a friend, although with an obstructed view behind the stage. The first show of the Eras Tour presented by Rogers starts at 7 p.m. tonight at BC Place. Reporting live, I'm Ben Bugera.
Well, hundreds of Vancouver police officers will be patrolling downtown this weekend to help keep things orderly, but you are being told to make some safety plans for yourself.
11:30's Dean Rex Seidler joins us live. And Dean, you're hearing from one security consultant who has some good advice.
Yeah, Olivia, DJ Lawrence with Protect Protection Services has